getting ready for the start of the second half with Boston College leading over West Virginia 9-3. And coming up later today about the biggest game in the country. And it certainly involves one of the key teams in the East, and that is Penn State down at Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. And what a rivalry that has become, Jack.
Steve, that should just be a great football game. You love linebacking play. Two of the finest linebackers in the country playing here this afternoon. Cornelius Bennett from Alabama and Shane Connon from Penn State. They should make a lot of great plays this afternoon.
And here's the top 20 for you from Associated Press with Miami Idol this week. You can just look down there and see Texas A&M rounding out the top 10. Here's the second 10 for you. Number 11, Iowa, all the way down to North Carolina State, number 20. So you're up to date. And we're ready to go here in the second half. West Virginia had won the toss to begin the ball game. They elected to defer their choice to the second half, so they have elected to receive to open the second half here with Boston College leading 9-3. Brian Lowe ready to kick off at number 23, Darren Fulton back deep to receive. And again, the ball blows off the tee. Steve Williams may have to hold it for Brian Lowe.
That tee looks like a cut-off beer can instead of the old conventional tees that used to have.
It does look a little different. He's got about 1.5 pounds of adhesive tape on it, too. I'll tell you one thing, it won't blow over. The ball stays up for Lowe, and he boots it high and deep. And Fulton takes it right at the goal line. Straight up the middle, they bust the wedge, and Andy Hemmer, number 81, makes the tackle on Fulton at the 25. So West Virginia trailing by 6, has it 1st and 10 at their own 25. And Ben Reed will lead them up offensively.
I'm sure Don Nealon at halftime told his team, you know, we played a good first half, and if we come up with a score here in the opening kickoff in the second half, we can take the lead. I'm sure it was a positive first half, trying to get that confidence back for his team. And I think his defense really kept him in a football game that first half.
And you saw what Reed did offensively in the first half. There's that fake on the end around to Talley out of the wingback position, and the wingback reverse gains 5 out to the 30 before Talley is hauled down by John Boza, number 97. Actually a gain of 6. They mark it at the 31, so it'll be 2nd down and 4.
What a play like that does at start to the third quarter really slows down the pursuit of a Boston College defense. The rest of the half, you run that counter play, that inside scissor reverse to John Talley, and from then on out, the defense has to stay at home the rest of the half.
Reed dropping the pass on 2nd down, completing it to Talley at the 35, and Talley has a 1st down, fumbles, and it's picked up by Boston College's Carl Pelagata. He will not be able to advance it, even though he runs it into the end zone, but Pelagata took it on 1 bounce, and it'll be Boston College's ball at the West Virginia 45, and there again, Jack, turnovers jumping up to bite the Mountaineers after a big game.
It was a very safe pattern, too. You have John Talley coming across the middle underneath the coverage of the linebackers. You see Reed deliver the ball right there on the play. He just gets stripped of the football. It bounces right into Pelagata's hand. Again, in college football, you cannot return a fumble on the play. But again, West Virginia would have had great field position around the 45-yard line. Now Boston College has it on the turnover.
Pelagata would have been able to advance it had he picked it off in the air, but he did not. Stratford breaking free, has a 1st down to the 30. He fumbles the ball, and Jim Turner tried to recover, but the ball rolled out of bounds. Travis Curtis making the hit on Troy Stratford. So the ball remains in Boston College's possession at the 31, 1st and 10.
We do a good job on Troy Stratford the first half. All of a sudden, one play, he breaks it. Again, he slipped right around the 32-yard line trying to make those cuts. He makes such severe cuts on that artificial turf when it's a little bit damp like that and your shoes aren't right. He slipped down. That's where you sometimes can get a groin injury as well.
Gain of 14 and a 1st down to the West Virginia 31. Stratford again on a delay. It's maybe a yard, maybe a little bit more, as he punches it just across the 30-yard line. Matt Smith, number 50, met him there. So it'll be 2nd down and 9.
With Don Nealing coming out at halftime, was very confident, knew he'd get the football to start of the third quarter. All of a sudden, that turnover again, that fumble, which has plagued his team for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Talley coughed the football up again, and Boston College has a chance to put a touchdown on the board to take a big lead here at the beginning of the third quarter.
Actually, a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 from the 29. Stratford again. Trying to get outside, gets away from Pickett, and finally is bumped out of bounds by Brad Hunt, number 70. But the gain is inside the 25 to the 24.
Watch all the cuts that Troy Stratford will make on his play. Designed to go off tackle. It's not there. He breaks to the outside, breaks one tackle there. Here comes Pickett trying to make a tackle. 2 tackles he broke on the play, took it up the sideline for a good gain.
Stratford now has carried 13 times and gained 50 yards. He is now the new all-time Boston College career rushing leader with that carry. He has 2,723 yards. He needed 43 yards coming into the game, and he has it. Halloran has a day and a half to throw, but the coverage is very good. And he cannot get it to Tom Waddle, who's covered by Eric Lester.
Well, he went to Tom Waddle across the middle, but Sean Halloran had Calvin Martin wide open around the 15-yard line. He has his hand up in the air waving at Sean Halloran to throw him the football. When Halloran decided to go down the middle, he did not come off Waddle, did not go to Calvin Martin, and now they'll settle for another field goal attempt.
So Brian Lowe on again. Sean Carmody again holding, and again it will be a 41-yard attempt. That's the longest Lowe has made this year, and he's made 2 of them now, with 1 in the first half. Good rush, but he just does get it away, and it is good. So Brian Lowe kicks his 4th field goal, and there have been a total of 5 in the game. The score with 13-16 remaining in the third quarter now. Boston College 12, West Virginia 3. We'll be right back.
On the next Robert Klein time, old John Boy, Richard Thomas, Helen Schneider, and Helen Gurley Brown will tell us what women really want.
Tomorrow at 6, 5 Central.
It's unique. It's tasty. It's the perfect holiday gift. Uncle Mark's Popcorn Delights offers 36 mouth-watering popcorns in an assortment of flavors, from cheesy cheese to caramel to cinnamon. Add your choice from their large selection of gift-giving tins, and you have the perfect holiday gift. Visit or call Uncle Mark's Popcorn today, and let us assist in your early holiday shopping. Uncle Mark's Popcorn Delights, the corner of Lincoln and Green River Road.
If you're longing for authentic Mandarin cuisine, now is the time to rediscover Yanqing Chinese Restaurant. And to celebrate Yanqing's 2nd anniversary, they're offering 20% off selected dinners every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This is Yanqing's way of saying thank you to all of our customers and extending an open invitation to rediscover traditional Mandarin cuisine at its best for both lunch and dinner. Yanqing Chinese Restaurant, open daily at 406 South Green River Road.
I'd like to welcome you back here to Morgantown, West Virginia, as USA College Football 86 continues its coverage of our game today with Boston College and West Virginia.
It's 12-3 Boston College on the strength of 4 field goals by Brian Lowe. And our particular thanks go to our friends at 10 TV for the use of the picture and transmission that you're seeing right now from Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, and going deep on the kick, and they'll bring it back out to the 20-yard line. Well, Kyle, Brian Lowe has had some day after the 46-yard miss. He's come back strong with 4 field goals in a row.
And since we left you, he's had 2 of those field goals, and that has been sandwiched around a fumble by Talley for West Virginia that gave Boston College the ball moments into the second half, which set up the 41-yard field goal that happened just moments ago. And so now with Boston College leading 12-3, 4 field goals for Brian Lowe this afternoon.
37, 39, 41, 41. Big day for a kicking game that wasn't all that good. Hollifield in the game for the first time.
Another football.
And he fumbles the football. Hollifield, who had been put on the bench because he couldn't hang on to the skin. And a fumble.
Take a look again. On the draw, it's Hollifield. And there's the fumble.
And it was knocked away over here by Garrick McPherson. Well, that's the one reason that Don Nehlen said he was going to sit him down. And hang on to it, you're not going to play. Pecan and Hollifield. Henry. And the backside throw short, but he was really nailed down below. As coming through to put him down that time with a good tackle was Mike Degnan. Gary Basil was the intended receiver. There's Degnan.
Well, 250 pounds of force on his blind side. Ben Reed looks to the strong side, and now on the backside has no idea what's getting ready to happen. Gary Basil was there to receive it, was open. But the hit by Degnan broke it up.
Almost like we were blindsided by the loss of a power failure. Those are the things you can do nothing about. An act of God. We just lost it here for a while, and now we're back. And thanks again to 10 TV. And over the middle, complete. That time, Grannis Bell. Vincent Munn tackled him, but not before he got over the 30-yard line to the 31 for a 1st and 10. Eddie Doucette and Kyle Rote Jr. It's become very gray and overcast and cooled off considerably here in Morgantown. And yeah, that wind and cold and winter snow is rubbing its eyes in some faraway reach here. It won't be long now. Hollifield. And the co-captain that likes to run it east and west before going north and south gets some running room out close to the 50-yard line. He's a fancy dandy little runner, but he's also had problems hanging on to the football, and thus one of the big changes for Don Nehlen in West Virginia this week. They sat him down, started Undra Johnson, and now they've got him back in there, hopefully with a little bit more emotion and perhaps some productivity in those bones. Just under 12 to play in the 3rd. That's Chris Pecan. And although he doesn't carry often, primarily a blocker, that time he gets a chance to carry. And Ted Gaffney, an inside linebacker playing with a torn rotator cuff, and Bill Romanowski bring him down. There's Gaffney.
It's a real challenge for this offensive line of West Virginia. As we've mentioned, all sophomores and freshmen in the 2 deep. For the most part, they've had one senior, John Barton, who's on occasion gotten some time, but they're going to get it against an experienced defensive line for Boston College.
Ben Reed. And that time he has completed the pass. Crespin is there. Lindstrom is there. And up off the bottom comes Gary Basil, the tight end.
Here are the linebackers for Boston College. They have some of the coverage. 53 is Romanowski. He moves to the outside, and 3 people collapse at once. You've got Lindstrom is there, Romanowski is there, and also help from the safety, Carl Crespin.
And a 1st down and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line. Grannis Bell. And the quickest of the Mountaineers crosses the 30 to the 29. And we'll tell you that today's game is being brought to you in part by Jeep. There's a feeling you get only in a Jeep. Well, it's good to have you back. Where you been? Hope you grabbed a little lunch or whatever, and we're rolling now here at Morgantown, West Virginia. Tough year for the Mountaineers, 2-4, and they've lost 4 in a row. He lays it out there. And incomplete, intended that time for Harvey Smith. Garrick McPherson bumping and banging, but no call by the officials down there, and so they'll bring it back. There's Ben Reed, big strong kid from Bixby, Oklahoma. John Talley is in, and little Grannis Bell from Fort Lauderdale is out. There's Calvin Phillips standing on the sideline across the way. 3rd down, 4. And Hollifield with the run. An ex-walk-on who's the co-captain. And an all-East rusher, number 1 here in 85. And they've got the 1st down. Moments ago, Kyle, they showed you Mike Timko, who had been the starting quarterback. Not today.
One more time, the linebackers. Romanowski trying to fill the gap, and it's right his gap that he left. Gaffney, 57, comes over on the cross of linebackers to try to cover up. Boston College defense trying to fill the gaps with linebackers, and a slight misread by Romanowski as he took the fullback as Hollifield went the other way.
23-yard line, 1st and 10. Ben Reed, check off to Hollifield. 2 good moves. Oh, he's a good back. If he could just hang on to the football. Gaffney, one of the hitters. Number 57 did not play last week with that torn rotator.
One more time, a quick look out. Looks almost like the passing offense of Boston College going to the tailback, trying to get this man in the open field. And we see with the stutter step moves that he's got great ability, but we've known that the last 2 seasons. He's led this team in rushing.
He had 141 yards last year against Boston College, so it's just a matter of time before they got him in here today. Smith in motion. Hollifield. And Hollifield's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Degnan was one of the people there. 71 Nugent playing with a badly bruised thigh. Bill Romanowski at the bottom of the stack.
Here are the linebackers again. One more time, we saw the normal offense of West Virginia over the past 2 years. The power I offense. They've changed some this year. Gone to split back. Sometimes, at times, the full house. They put people in motion. But real key work by the linebackers of Boston College. Jack Bicknell calling the defense.
Bill Romanowski's a terrific player. You saw him one game last year at a fullback. 2nd down 10. Kenny Reed. Intercepted by BC. And Ed Duran, the nickelback, out close to the 9-yard line. So Duran with the interception. And for the 2nd time today, West Virginia gets in close. The first time when they were thwarted at the 4-yard line in the first quarter. Boston College takes over. BC with the lead, 12-3.
Fact. Americans are investing their money in unprecedented numbers. Fact. Investing is easy. Making money is hard. Fact. If you're not a professional, you're an amateur. Before you invest, talk to a professional. Ask a securities broker about the investment products of Kemper Financial Services. Mutual funds, money market funds, unit trusts, life insurance and annuities, real estate. Kemper Financial Services, a concern for your future.
This girl packs a power punch, a real hot shot of whole wheat crunch. Nothing frilly, nothing sweet. Slow burning fuel of good whole wheat. Hello berries, join the team. Fueling up to go full steam. Wheaties, yeah, good whole wheat. Now go tell your mama that's what this girl eats. Watch out, big boys.
We're back in Morgantown. Moments ago, Ben Reed, the quarterback for the Mountaineers, threw this pass. It hit his own receiver's hands, but then was tipped into the secondary. And Ed Duran, the free safety, and really the nickelback, as Eddie had mentioned, picked up the ball on the 1-yard line. Got it back inside the 10-yard to the 9, and Boston College has taken over despite the good movement of West Virginia into the BC territory.
BC takes over, runs the ball out over the 10-yard line with Troy Stratford carrying it. The senior from Linden, New Jersey, and tackled by Lester and Smith. Lester and Smith, they could put them together and make a name out of that. Lester Smith. What do you think, Jack? How do you suppose his wife explains all those maneuvers to her friends? You think something's wrong with my husband? With those coffee clutches?
Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'd like to have him on the 3rd baseline.
Well, that's a whole new set of signals. 2nd and 6 from the 13. Allen with a big rush, and they put him down, and it's Darnell. Darnell Warren and Matt Smith. And that's the blitz we talked about way back when. And Warren is a freshman.
Got to be at least his 2nd sack. One more time. Here's Halloran backing up. He's got some help blocking. The tailbacks are there, but Boston College offensive protection does not hold out. Halloran suffered 3 sacks in the first half, which was certainly a lot more than they wanted, and frankly, I think more than even West Virginia expected they'd be able to do.
3rd and long. Stratford, quick hitter, and back to the 13-yard line. Trapillo going against Travis Curtis as a block out in front, and they got tied up a little bit, but Stacy Smith made the tackle, and they'll bring up a 4th down. All right, they're getting him ready. That is Garrick McPherson. McPherson, the cornerback, all taped up and ready to come back, and David Rooney will punt.
did he
Jamie
get
Lamont chasing it down. And Lamont steps aside and lets BC down the ball all the way to the 21-yard line to the other end. Wow, did they bail out. So we'll be back. BC with a 9-point lead for Morgantown.
To know no boundaries, to let yourself run free. To know no boundaries is what the world should be.
Wherever there are investment opportunities, Merrill Lynch is there with the help you need to make the most of them. Because at Merrill Lynch, we believe your world should know no boundaries.
To know no boundaries.
It's getting dark. You and Timmy better be heading home.
Dad, what are you worried about?
You don't want to be out at night with your old car.
The car may be old, but it's got Michelin's.
Michelin radials? That's a lot of money for a tire.
Dad, the way I see it, at 10 p.m. on a lonely road, it's a lot of tire for the money.
Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Ben Reed will come back in to lead the West Virginia offense. They have had 2 opportunities, Kyle, and now trail 12-3. They've had 1 field goal, but when they stalled on a 4th and 1 at the 4-yard line with 1:11 in the first quarter and didn't take the field goal, they put themselves in a problem, and now recently on the intercepted pass. And look at this 66-yard punt for Boston College.
Well, it should never have been a 66-yard punt. The ball was a very poor kick, as it turned out. It had a lot of topspin on it and had the wind at his back, but it just happened to bounce in front of the receiver on the kickoff on the punt return team, and he probably did the right thing. If you're not sure you can catch it, let it bounce. But it was just an unfortunate thing for West Virginia.
6:51 in the third, ball on the 20, and Ben Reed, the quarterback. And behind a pretty good block that time, they bring it up to the 27-yard line. Bill Thompson in on the tackle as Hollifield carries. Hollifield has had some terrific days, as Kyle has already mentioned. And there he is. He had the good year last year, 141 yards and 30 carries against BC, but he had 161 yards this year against Virginia Tech and just cannot hang on to the ball. 6:19 and ticking. 12-3 BC. 2nd and 3. Hollifield again. Hollifield trying to run it north-south. Romanowski has done his share of tackling the ball carrier today. A very tough kid, Romanowski, 6'3", 224, from Vernon, Connecticut.
Sophomore All-American pick. As a freshman, was a defensive MVP in the Cotton Bowl. Big victory that Boston College had over Houston that season.
And the leading tackler of this BC team this year. Benny Reed, play action. Burrell had a shot at him, and it's complete. Gary Basil, the tight end, who had not had a reception in 1986 before this afternoon.
Taking a look at the back of the helmets is the Mountaineer Club. The long rifles there on the helmets, and Ben Reed will get a long rifle for this. Underneath the attempted tackle by Burrell, who came in, had a good chance for the sack, but instead, Ben Reed's flexibility gets a first down for the Mountaineers.
I like Reed because of his toughness. He can stand there and take a pretty good pop. He's got good size, and he looks cool. 1st and 10. Hollifield. And Hollifield tried to step inside the block by Grannis Bell, but one of the other BC Eagles was there, and it was Carl Crushpanes. Hollifield getting a lot of work here early in the third.
Well, West Virginia's moved the ball pretty well. It's been turnovers. They've had 3 this game. Fumble in the first possession of the ball game. In the second half, their other 2 possessions in the second half have resulted in turnovers. The Talley fumble and the interception that Ed Duran picked off.
2nd down 1, big call coming. Smith in motion. And whistles. And a flag down. And they'll stop it all and start it again. Here's your referee, James Garvey.
Ball start for the offense.
All right, next Saturday, USA College Football 86 will travel to Lubbock, Texas for a Southwest Conference clash between the Longhorns of Texas and the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Live coverage begins next Saturday at 1 Eastern Standard. The Longhorns and Red Raiders from Lubbock, Texas.
Full start. Offense, second down.
You got the call from Sir James, and we're 2nd and 6. Andre Johnson is in there right now, and they go to Grannis Bell, the little man, a sophomore from Fort Lauderdale. Romanowski again. There's Grannis.
I think that would be an agility mismatch with Grannis Bell going against Romanowski, but Romanowski hung in there very, very well as Bell decided to change direction.
He's got a color-coordinated mouthpiece there. What's going on? He's styling it, as they say, huh? John Talley back in. We have a 3rd down and 2. High formation. Harvey Smith to the near side. There's Harv. But he had tight coverage that time by Garrick McPherson, the junior from Baltimore.
That was enough for a 1st down.
You know, Kyle, there's a lot going into this game today because of the recruiting possibilities.
Exactly. A lot of players out of this part of Western Pennsylvania. McPherson one-on-one coverage has got to give a little softness to Smith, who's got speed and has beat a lot of players deep. So instead of running for the 1st down, make a short look-in pass for the 1st down.
Boston College has come into this territory and taken a lot of good prospects in West Virginia, trying to stop that. Hollifield greeted in the backfield. Romanowski again. Boy, he's all over the place, isn't he? Along with Eric Lindstrom.
We've seen as we've isolated on the linebackers of Boston College some this half so that you could see how they react, that they're trying to fill the gaps. And here Romanowski is in the backfield. As soon as he sees the off-guard pull, he's going to fill the space. And Romanowski unscathed as he goes into the West Virginia backfield.
Got that calculator handy? 2nd and 16. Got a time zone to go here. Ben Reed, complete in a crowd. Some pass right there by Ben Reed, and the little man, Grannis Bell, is the receiver.
Grannis Bell did a superb job of going 3 or 4 yards past the 1st down marker before he came back in. Well, take a look. Here's Grannis Bell on the outside. Hollifield in the seam. He goes past the 1st down marker, now fights back. There's the 1st down right at that line of scrimmage on the 30-yard line. 1st down for West Virginia.
He's trying to move the clock ahead. Everybody's going to move it an hour back tonight. He just turned it up there, didn't he? Talley on the reverse. And BC's ready for it. First man there is Gaffney. Gaffney really doing a big job. Steve Williams is also involved in the tackle. He's a converted running back, and last week had a terrific game. Interception return and then a fumble recovery. He ran 74 yards for a touchdown.
Difficult to believe, excuse me, Eddie, that West Virginia only has 3 points as well as they've moved the ball here in the 3rd quarter. 8 first downs already.
Well, as we've both mentioned, to the 4 in the 1st quarter and then to the 13 here in the 3rd, and they can't convert. Stand up, turn out. Beat his man. And that is Harvey Smith. Well, they got the one-on-one coverage they wanted, and they made it work.
And Steve Williams is not celebrating. At one time, Steve Williams was known as the tailback of the future. He's been called the cornerback of today, but at the moment, he's the man wearing the embarrassed look as Harvey Smith, who's done this so often. 4th touchdown on the season for Smith.
26 yards, and now the extra point. And we got ourselves a ball game. It's Boston College 12 and West Virginia 10 with 1:50 to go in the 3rd. You haven't missed anything yet.
Hello, I'm Leona, your automatic teller. Can I help you with a student loan?
No, a car loan, Leona. Fast forward.
Home improvement loan.
Aye.
Auto loan?
It's a General Motors car.
Between beeps, state your name, address, social security number, present, and 3 prior employers between beeps.
Charles Krause, 2128 cents.
Begin again.
Charles Krause. No, Charles Krause.
Begin again.
Charles Krause. Don't get hassled when you finance a new car or truck at GMAC Financing, only at your GM dealer. Is there someone live I could talk with around
Do we
here?
have one of our calendars? This is a farm calendar. We also have what they call a spring calendar. If I can only find it over here.
Canada, where the taste of Black Label was born. Now brewed here in America. Enjoy Black Label. Great Canadian heritage at a great American price.
Take a spin for the big win on the Joker's Wild. Weekday afternoons.
From Mountaineer Field, a very interesting ball game developing. It's 12-10 Boston College on the 26-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback, Penny Reed, to the split end, Harvey Smith. And now, not going for that field goal in the first quarter, looks pretty big.
There's the scoring summary, and importantly, as we look back to 1982, that's really the source of that touchdown pass, as Smith, one of the many recruits that came to this team for the 1982 Peach Bowl victory over Florida. They recruited a lot of players out that. Grannis Bell, Robert Pickett, 13-player. Smith was not one of those Florida players. But that's the importance of what Eddie was talking about earlier by Boston College being here in West Virginia. They picked up a lot of players from this area.
All right, the short kick, and BC smartly falls on the football. So the deep men, Tyrone Taylor and Gregory, have not had a chance to do their thing, as Perryman, a reserve here on the kicking team. Ronald Perryman, a linebacker, was the man that fell on the ball.
Well, if I'm Boston College, I'll take that field position every time.
He'll take it at the 42-yard line. It's a 12-10 ball game with 1:49 in the third. And they'll give to the fullback. Brad Hunt tackling that time.
Big Joe Bronner now in the ball game.
Big John is a man that carried it. John, incidentally, was the last man to come in to the BC huddle at halftime. They were tending to him. I don't know what for. But he's back out, and now Stratford will come out, and Jim Bell will come in for BC. 2nd down, 7. Halloran complete to Kelvin Martin. Larry Holly and Darnell Warren tackle him on the play. Martin with his third reception. He needed 7 to become the all-time leading pass receiver in BC history. The record is 120 by Scott Gieselman, a tight end last year. 3rd and 3. Darren Flutie wants to throw, slips. Flutie trying to plant himself to throw deep to Waddle, and charged upon by Parker and Warren, and that's all she wrote. 4th and 11, and they'll have to punt.
Well, no one was fooled on this. Both Stacy Smith and Dave Lockwood are back there covering for West Virginia. Flutie saw that, and as he tried to stop to make another choice, West Virginia was there.
And Jamie Lamont will watch the punt go out of bounds, and so Boston, with a pretty good punt here, will give the ball over to West Virginia, and West Virginia will have possession at the 25-yard line. John Hollifield is in the lineup with Ben Reed, the quarterback, and Craig Taylor will be the fullback as we start with 2 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Reed doing very well passing today. 12 of 21, 152 yards. That 1 interception on the deflection, which was not his fault, and 1 touchdown pass.
Last play of the quarter, Hollifield. 1 yard, no more. Gaffney, Romanowski, and on the bottom was number 72, Tom Perrell from Winchester, Massachusetts. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. So we played 3. It's tight. BC by 2, 12-10.
There's a tendency in business to focus on the big picture.